Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. Here we are, Monday again. I'm sorry I left you guys kind of hanging for a couple of days. I didn't really have. There was nothing. I mean, stuff happened, but it was just not enough. Not enough happened. It was. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. I don't even know where I left off. All right, so when the last episode, I was. What the fuck was I doing? Oh, I was like dropping shit off and doing shop work and everything. And it kind of fucking sucked. I really did not like. I don't like being at the shop. So I'm very thankful for today that I am leaving the shop, but I will be back. Which kind of blows. I don't want to come back and have to do the shit. But today I'm just driving the little box truck. The little F600 box truck. 2024, 2025. I'm not sure which one this is, but it's like a brand new box truck. But how many miles we got on it? Almost 7,000 miles on this box truck. Brand spanking new. This guy is parked on the tracks. I don't know if you should be parked on the tracks, you fucking idiot. Goddamn grain haulers don't know the fuck. Those fucking dummies. I gotta put on some sunglasses. These are really dirty, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them on anyways. I'm driving right into the fucking sun. It's actually not a cloudy day for once. It's been cloudy and not, I guess, kind of rainy, but just mainly cloudy and a little bit cooler lately. Oh, and now we got a fucking dry van motherfucker just blocking the entire fucking road. This is just wonderful. Love it. Of course, I got to drink this bottle of water so I have somewhere to spit. Okay. Today's going exceptionally well so far. I'm glad I have a little job. I'm going out of town. Not out of town, really. I'm driving about an hour north. And then picking up a tote of acid. How much acid is in the tote? I have no idea. But we're going to find out once I get there. Put a tote of acid in the back of this box truck and then drive it down to the disposal facility. Pretty simple day. And then go back to the shop and probably, I don't know what the fuck they got going on at the shop, but it's gonna be some bullshit probably. Whatever. Because right now we're in the middle of like where our office is, and you really notice it whenever you have those Monday morning meetings on Microsoft Teams or Skype or whatever the fuck it is, and every office for our company has a camera, and you get to look at everybody else's office. And our office, whenever it's in there and everybody else has theirs up, ours looks like a piece of shit. Uh, nobody, like, only a few people are sitting down because we don't have enough chairs and there's not really enough room for everybody to be in there at the same time. But all the other offices, like, people are like sitting down. They got nice wood, like, doors that slide, and or like a nice kitchen area, and good tile, and I don't know. It's like the other offices, which our office, Kansas City office, is the money maker. We are the only office that makes a significant amount of money. We keep this company fucking afloat. Because we have the most people, we have the biggest office. We also have, so our headquarters is down in Springfield, but it's just one, like a single location, and they have a tiny yard, like their yard where they keep some of their equipment. It's fucking tiny, but they have a decent shop, I guess, but it's nothing compared to the shops we have. We have like 4 shops, and then we have like our office little area, but then we have another location in Kansas City. because we're in Kansas City, Kansas. Over on the Missouri side, we have our big downtown office building. So it's like, I don't know why this isn't considered our headquarters, but they started in Springfield, so that's where their headquarters is. Um, but yeah, we're actually, I think we're trying to get up to the norm, and we're going to redo our office. But the problem is that it's going to take part of our shop. They're going to move it inside one of our shops, which I don't like that idea. I guess it's not going to take up that much room necessarily, but like we don't have room to park everything inside right now, and they're deciding that they're going to take some of that room and turn it into a nice, brand new, fully functioning office. I think with 2 stories. It's going to be kind of interesting. And it'll be kind of nice. I mean, it will, whatever it will be nice. But because right now, like if you want to go into the shop, it's easy to get into the shop. I mean, you got to unlock the door and then do the code, and boom, you're done, you're in. But if you want to go into the office, it's a whole nother system, and I don't like having to go to the shop to put some shit away and then have to get in and then lock it up and then go into the office and put it away, and then I don't like these people on the highway right now. I don't like them at all. Garda Cash Logistics. How are you going to cut me off at 55? You're going so slow. What are you doing? And the box truck I'm in it's a very tall box truck. Considered it's just like a pickup cab and then this giant box, and we really need to put a wind sail up there or something. Maybe like a little uh, uh, windmill for electricity or something. We could be contributing to the power grid or something. But I'm just getting blown around, especially when you're empty, and I'm not putting that much in there. Just one tote. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do this new office. It's gonna be kind of nice. I think it's gonna work out. But until it's done and it works out, it's gonna be fucking a nightmare. Because there's a lot of shit that's gonna be displaced and disorganized and fucking horrible. And then like I've talked about before, they're working on the river levee, right? Because our shop is right along the river. They have like we used to have a road that went around the shops and you could go around back, and they cut that off, and now there's no road to go around back. It's kind of bullshit. So I don't know. One cool thing is they will take your ideas, because I'm the guy. Well, we have several people, but if a truck driver has a concern about the yard, they actually will take that into consideration. So my thing is, I want to move the fuel island, and then our current office right now, they're thinking about tearing it down and making that just straight up parking for semis, so everybody can. Damn, people are about to wreck. A little Civic flew around and cut this fucking gooseneck off. Um. So yeah, that's really about it. We got a new office incoming, and it was funny because I was over there. The office lady, she wanted me to redo a rack for extra hard hats and harnesses, because there's a big pile of shit where people, like, if somebody needs a harness, they just grab it out of this pile, or a hard hat or whatever. And she's like, I don't like that. Remove it and make it look better, and move all that shit over here to this wall. And I did. I went out. I spent $250 on a rack system, screwed it in, got it all up there. And then she was impressed. She's like, wow, that looks exactly like better than what I was expecting it to look like. I'm like, oh, thank you. So she's happy with it. I'm happy with it. And then the one dude that's kind of like leading the new office renovation as I'm putting it up, he's like, that's gonna get torn down in like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. But um, I don't know. They got some ideas that I don't really agree with right now, but whatever. We'll get it figured out. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. And oh, something just I ran over something. I heard it hit something. What else is going on? The no, I don't have to go over the scale. If it's open, I can just pass it because I'm in a box truck. But I could also go across it because I'm in the box truck and there's nothing. I have nothing to hide. It's a brand new truck. What are you gonna find on a brand new truck to get me for? If they want to get you, they'll get you. That's just the name of the game. I had to work this weekend. I thought about recording on the weekend. I was just so tired. And I had already experienced the weekend. I didn't want to talk about the weekend again. Sunday I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. I should have went outside and messed with the truck a little bit, but I didn't. Saturday, well, it was actually Friday after work. I went and I started messing with the truck again. I went out there. I was like, if it was flooded, I would hope that it sitting without being touched for like 3 weeks, it would be back to fine. And so I tried it, and I tried it like, using nothing, just making sure it's getting fuel. I don't know what the fuck is going wrong with it, but I got really upset because I don't have any friends that are good with a Chevy 350. I used back in the day. That's what everybody fucking had. And any little issue you had with your truck or anything like that, you could find somebody and you would get it going. And this, I don't know. I have no idea what I should do other than start taking shit apart that worked. It worked. Everything worked on this truck. Like the engine fired up, ran, and drove. And all I did was move it from where the key goes to a push button and a switch. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong. That like everything that's hooked up is hooked up. The coil is hooked up. I took the spark plugs off, put them back on, or the wires at least. And I was like, all right, well, that's what people do. So people get wires mixed up all the time. So I went through. I looked at several. All 350s are wired up the same as of spark plugs. So it really shouldn't be any shocker to find a fucking diagram of the firing order. And it wasn't. I looked up several and they're all the exact same. And I got a little sharp. I got to the point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to write on the fucking valve covers what cylinders, which one, right on the plug wires, which plug wire goes to which fucking cylinder, and they all match up. And I've done that 6 times now. I actually haven't moved any of them because they're all hooked up where they're supposed to go. And it's not even giving me any feedback. Like it turns over. I spray in carb spray. I dump in some gasoline, and it's not doing shit, dude. It's like not responding at all to anything. But I don't know what I need to do. I need to pull out the spark plugs and get a new set of spark plugs, put them in there. I don't know. But it's just a shocker that this thing would fire up, run, and drive, and it actually sounded fine. And I changed absolutely nothing other than where the coil gets its power from and how the starter is engaged. And it's just not doing it, dude. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm thinking it's a carb issue, but I don't know. And I don't have really any friends that I can really get a hold of to help me out with it. Like, I do have some friends, but they live so far away. And I'm like, I really would hate for you to have to come all the way over to where I live for a 5 minute fucking. You can't get the fucking. They're going to show up, and it's going to be one little simple thing that I just did not check. Dumb fuck. I put my blinker on and you speed up like I'm not gonna take it. Yeah, this is my fucking turn too. You stupid fuck. Jesus Christ. I fucking hate traffic. It's all these women's. Um what else? Yeah, so I messed with that for a little bit. I called or I texted one of my neighbors and I knew I did not want to have. He's a guy that goes by the book. He will get it running, but he goes straight up by the book. And all the shit that I'm telling him that I feel like, I don't know. Obviously, I have a problem somewhere. So I shouldn't think too highly of myself as a fucking mechanic or whatever. I got a problem somewhere. But I'm just like, dude, it's wired up properly. It's just not firing up. I don't know. So I need him to, and he's like trying to help me over the phone, and I'm like, I'd really like you to just show up and look at it, and you could probably tell pretty quickly on what I did wrong. But he's been busy lately, so and he's the retired guy, so I don't know. Turn off the fucking heat. Holy moly, this thing heats up. Yeah, and then I do have one friend that I like the ultimate friend that I would like to come out and help me with this fucking truck. His name is Bob, and he's the guy that we've worked on so many engines and trucks and shit like that over the years. And I'm just like, I need you. I need you. I haven't talked to him in years. I tried to call him. I lost his number. So I got to try to get a hold of other people. Dude, what the hell? Like, I passed you at 70, and now I'm doing 76, and you're fucking on my ass? Like, what the hell, dude? All right, fine. Fucking pass me. Jesus. If you're not going to go 70, I'm going to pass you. But if you're, as soon as I pass you, you're going to go 76? Like, what the fuck, dude? Can I just fucking chill in traffic, please? Fuck, nobody wants to get passed by a box truck. This is an F600, okay? I've got the fucking power, brother, and a 10-speed trans. I'm cruising at 70 at 2,000 RPM. Anyways, yeah, I could go out and I could wire up the lights. I don't know. I just don't want to wire up the lights, and I don't know why. There's no reason for it. Maybe it's because I don't want there to be so many fucking wires running around all over the place. Like right now, there's not very many wires, so it's really easy to figure out what's what. And I mean, I'm gonna label and keep everything nice and organized if I do the lights. But right now, it's just like, hey, I just want the truck to run. It's so cool that I got the fucking power windows to work. Like, that's fucking awesome. I can sit in there. My Bluetooth automatically connects straight up to the fucking radio. The radio sounds great. The fucking windows go down. Everything's good with that. But the fucking it won't fucking turn on. It really bugs the hell out of me. But I don't know. Maybe I should just go ahead and start working on the fucking wiring, getting the lights to work. So yeah, that was Friday night, and then I had to work Saturday morning, and I had just Friday after work around like 5 o'clock. Well, not 5 o'clock. It was like 3 o'clock, I think. But Friday night, basically, I learned that I had to work in the morning. And I'm like, God damn it. I was on call, so I kind of had to expect it, but usually you know if you're working or not. But my boss is out of town, so it's other people trying to do things for him, and it's not fun. So found out that I'm working that on Saturday, and then had to go out. Had to wake up. Had to be at the shop at 6:30. Get out there, and we're doing the railroad wheel place where there's all the sand underneath the conveyor belts and shit. So I'm like, cool. This fucking blows. And then the truck that we need, there's only one of the trucks that we need there. It's called a guzzler. It's a giant shop vac on wheels. And I'm like, there's only one guzzler here, and it's full. It's already loaded with, because people on Friday didn't get back until 7 o'clock the night before. So there's no truck for me to use that's ready to go. So I had to go to the fucking landfill, and it wasn't a big deal, but it involves me doing extra paperwork to dump this truck, because I can't just dump the truck on somebody else's dime. I have to dump the truck on the company's dime that there's shit's in the back of it. So I had to do paperwork and fill out all that shit. I'm just bitching here, but and then I get stuck at the landfill. I pull down in there. I find a nice, perfect spot to dump. I get out, get everything ready to dump. And then the guy's like, hey, you can't dump there. I'm like, why the fuck can I not dump trash on top of trash? Like, what the fuck? He's like, well, a lot of times you guys say there's not liquid in there, and then there is liquid. I'm like, it's raining. Like, all right, whatever, man. And then I get in the truck to move, and I'm fucking stuck because it's raining at the landfill, and you're driving on top of trash. So he had to pull me out, got me pulled out, and then I went and I dumped on the other side. Come to find out, there's no shovel on the truck, so I can't scrape out the back, which is, I'm not even really worried about scraping the back out. It's the side boxes. So they have like the little filter boxes or whatever. I don't know. They're on the sides of the guzzler, and they collect dust. One of them collects super fine dust, and the other one collects regular type of dust, and they get filled up if you're collecting stuff that's mainly like dust. And they were on that ER that I did the weekend before. So, and I didn't have a shovel to scrape it out, and it was lime. And even if the moisture in the air is wrong, that lime shit does not flow. And it was raining, so the moisture was not good, and it did not come out of the truck. And I just had to take it the way it was. I had no way to get it out. There's also a vibrator, like whenever you tilt up the bed of it, there's like a little vibrator button you can hit, and it'll vibrate, and it should like knock out some stuff. Obviously not all of it, because there's areas that shit will get caught, but no, the vibrator's fucked up. No shovel. I'm just fucked. And I got completely covered in fucking nasty shit immediately Saturday morning. But I was done by 8, and then I got to the next job site at 8, and it went pretty smooth. The other guys had already showed up out there, and already got like all the hose ran and everything. So all I had to do was basically park the truck and hook it up. So that was kind of nice. And then I hopped in the pit with everybody else. Nobody really needs to be in charge of the truck. You just turn the truck on and hop in. Now, if you have a safety tee, that's really when nobody has to be outside of the hole. But we didn't have a safety tee, so somebody had to stay outside of the hole at all times, because if somebody gets stuck to the guzzler, not going to be good a day for them. So you got to get the truck shut off quickly, and the truck is upstairs along a catwalk, up some more stairs, over another catwalk, down some stairs, around the corner, through the garage door, and then in an alley. So it's kind of like you're not going to get to the truck very quickly anyways. So we had to have somebody outside the hole. We didn't have a safety tee with us. Now, if all else fails, if somebody's stuck to it and it's like really bad, like a really bad situation, everybody has a knife on them, so you can cut the hose open and relieve the vacuum off of where they're stuck to it. Or there's a hard pipe that's clamped up. Now, if you get a vacuum, you just stick it straight to the floor. Like the hose is going to shrink. It's going to create more and more and more and more vacuum. So just cutting the hose, like, you have to be really aggressive and strong with it, because just cutting the hose isn't going to exactly release him or whoever is stuck to it. But nobody got stuck to it. We had a couple close calls, but nothing, that's what happens when you wear a Tyvek down in the suit. It's like a big paper suit, and you wear it down in there, and you got the hose sitting right next to you, and it's eventually going to suck up to you. But you just got to be careful with it. And we sucked out a few pits, 3 pits, and we were done. And we left, and then I had to go dump the truck. And you think you get dirty when you're laying down in the sand pit. No, you get dirty when you offload the truck, because you always try to stand where you don't think the wind is going to blow on you, and then the wind changes and it blows all the dust as you're dumping right onto where you're at, and you have to stand right there in the fucking dust. It fucking blows. And then the side boxes, I finally, I was with the guy that had a pickup truck, and he had some shovels with him. So I was able to scrape out the side boxes, since the vibrator didn't work, of all that lime shit. And you're not really supposed to. That lime shit is what they treat the sewer water with, so they can dump it in the river. They put all this lime on it, and it neutralizes it or whatever. So it doesn't really. It's completely non-haz. It's really not, other than cleanliness. There's no reason you can't dump it, and this place is not clean at all. So I scraped out all that lime, which those side boxes were fucking full of lime. I scooped it all out and dumped it on the ground out there, and then ran it over a couple of times, so it didn't really look like a problem for anybody. And then I was finally able to go home. And so I leave there, go to the shop. I had to fill. Those guys had already gone to the shop and left. I had to fill up the truck, go take it down to the bottom lower shop, park it. After fueling it up, and change my clothes, then get in my car, and then leave. And I needed gas. I needed food. My wife asked me to go to the pharmacy. I wanted to grab another jug of tea, because I'm sorry, that sweet tea is so good. And I had a shit day, so I wanted to have some sort of a comfort. So, and then as I'm leaving the sweet tea place, will you stop and get us dinner too? I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. So I didn't get home until like 7 o'clock on Saturday. I left the house at 5, and I didn't get back until 7 at night. So my whole Saturday was done for. And then I was on call for Sunday, and I'm like, I fucking hope you call. I fucking hope you guys call me. I'm going to bitch so bad if you guys fucking call me. So nobody called me, though. I was able to just sit at home and do nothing. But I ordered new batteries for my RC truck, my square body, long bed, 4-wheel drive RC truck. I'm like, I don't know what it's weird that I hadn't played with it or messed with it at all for a while. So, and the battery was like swole up and everything. It's a little lipo, and it would not charge. Like the charger was sending an error code. So I bought new, bigger lipo batteries, 2 of them, and they worked fucking good straight out of the box. I had a full charge. So, yeah, played with my little truck and drove it around and let the kids play with it for a little bit. I was like, please don't fucking break it though. Like there's little plastic gears and shit in there that make it work. And if you're driving on carpet and you run it up against the wall and you keep trying to make it go forward, it doesn't have like a safety. It'll just strip out the fucking gears. So I was really trying to like not let the kids play with it too much, but you gotta let them play with it. It's a toy truck. You can't not let the kids play with it, and it's so much fun for them to play with, and it's cool to let them learn and everything. But now I added it's not a hobby grade, but it's still like a decent little RC car to the Amazon cart. I'm gonna get them a cheapo little RC car because this is a $220 RC truck. Not a super expensive one, but I just don't want that. I want that one to work all the time, and I don't want it to break. And I'm very gentle with it, slightly, kind of, I guess. I don't know. I'll beat the shit out of it, but I'm not gonna like try to strip the gears out of it. So I'm gonna get them like their own little RC car. They can drive around. It's gonna be like still a good little car, but just not one that if they break it, they can. Well, it's broke. Sorry. you know. But yeah, I got plans for my little RC truck. I want to sand it down and make it look like my actual truck that's outside. And I found a guy that made the wheels that I have. Found a guy that makes those wheels, which is fucking sick. I'd like to buy them and put them on there. That'd be awesome. The tire size is perfect. The wheel diameter is perfect. It's just they're sucked into the body. Like the axles aren't wide enough. So a new guy made some wheels for the truck, and he actually spaced them out a little bit, so it'll look a lot better. And then paint it blue and try to make it look cool as fuck. I don't know, but it's just a toy. Really should go out and work on the real one. What else did I do? I don't know. When did I record that episode? That was a while ago. Yeah, I had some other jobs. I drove out to. Well, no, I recorded when I drove out to St. Louis. No, I didn't. I thought about it, but I was listening to podcasts and stuff. Another reason I didn't want to record is because I want to try to keep all my political talk separate from the podcast, because I don't want to alienate anybody. I mean, if there was people to alienate, they're already been alienated from the one. But I know you guys are probably just trying to get on here to listen to something that's not, everybody's got their own political opinion, and you can find other people's opinions. And other people will talk about it all the time. I mean, I have so much shit I could talk about, but I don't know. We're just going to see how things go, is where I'm at. Yeah, I have opinions. I have thoughts. I have ideas. I have concerns. I have all kinds of stuff, but I'm going to keep those off of the podcast as much as I can, really, and just talk about cool shit. So I had a guy earlier today, we were talking, I don't know how it got brought up, but I was just asking this one, I guess, kid at our shop. I was like, you ever smoked a cigarette? I don't know why. We're just talking next to the coffee talk, whatever, next to the coffee pot. Oh, coffee's still super good. And yeah, I guess there's a little story there. So I had friends. I was drinking before I was doing anything else. I would get whiskey and beer and stuff, and we'd go hang out at this guy's trailer and just anywhere really. And I was like 14 when all this was happening because I had other friends that had older friends that I would hang out with. I'd stay at their house, and they would go out to these parties. I'm not trying to toss the blame onto them. There's really not, I'm not blaming anything. I had a great fucking time. It sounds like a fucking crazy time now that I'm older. Like if thinking about my son, if my son did anything that I did as a kid, I would be concerned. I'd be like, you're not going to do it right. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough experience in these things. But I figured this shit out on my own, and it was something to learn. And I just got lucky my teenage years. I got so lucky that nothing really bad, except for my car crash, happened. Um, so, anyways, I started out chewing tobacco. I was always against cigarettes. At a very young age, I was too dumb to even know that I was that against them. But I had buddies that chewed tobacco, and they were against cigarettes too. So that I just kind of hopped on their bandwagon, and I was like, "Yeah, cigarettes are dumb. Chewing is fine." So eventually, I took my first dip, and because they would always offer it to me, but I was always too much of a fucking wuss to take it. And then one night, I had a dream that I was hanging out with my friends. I took a dip, and it was an amazing time. I don't know exactly what it was about it, but I just remembered I had a dream, and it was good. So next time I hung out with my buddy, I said, "Hey, I'll take a dip." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take a dip." And it was Skull Wintergreen, long cut, and because that's what he always chewed. And so I took a dip. But before that, we had gone out and we ate at Taco Bell. You guys could probably already kind of figure out what happened. We went out, ate Taco Bell, took a dip, started hooning around, driving around back roads, jumping hills, going out, seeing people, just hanging out at the gas station, stuff like that. And it was time to go back to we were just ready to go, call it a night really, and we were going to sleep over at one of my buddy's houses. And I threw up in his yard. Like, I threw up hardcore. I'm surprised it took as long as it did, but I did throw up because I probably swallowed some of it. And I threw up all over his yard. And there was a dead spot in his yard for fucking years from that Taco Bell acid. It was fucking horrible. And, it did not deter me at all. I asked for a dip every other time I hung out with him. So, yeah, I was a chewer basically, and we all had a gas station. Gas station where you knew the guy knew you, the guy didn't know you, maybe he thought you were of age. I don't know, because you were in there so often, and you would, as long as you're confident and you know how to do, you just ask for some chew. And there's the Jelly Roll semi trailer just passed me. My wife is actually going to their concert on Wednesday in Kansas City. So, fuck, Jelly Roll's in town. Hell yeah. I wish he would change his name. Go by something else. But I don't know. I don't know. The Jelly Roll, I don't feel like it fits him. But maybe it does. I don't know. That's what I thought of him first, and now I really do like the guy. I think he's a really cool fucking guy. I'm just like, your name still just doesn't fit. I don't know, for me at least. And who the fuck am I, anyways? Who the fuck am I telling you to change your name? Sorry, Jelly Roll. I'm sorry. I don't mean anything by it. It's just what the. That's a fat joke. Okay, quit calling yourself a fat joke. So I was a chewer, and I would go to the gas station. I'd get a can of chew. It would last a little bit longer than what I have now. A can a day or a can and a half a day, whatever it might be. Fat Boy, commercial, industrial, petroleum, electric. elect- There's another fat joke. Fat Boy, electrical. Maybe he's going with the Jelly Roll concert. He's gonna hook everything up. Um, so I was a chewer. I was always able to get chew. I broke whenever I broke my hip was in the middle of my chewing. Because I remember I was bedridden when I had broke my hip, and I was just in my bedroom and I was chewing tobacco, and my mom walked in and I kind of I pulled the dip out and I set it behind my head on my nightstand. She's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Nothing." She's like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's chew." And she's like, "You're chewing?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not gonna spank me because my hip is broken." So I put it back in, and she's like, "Oh." My mom was just disgusted. And then I went out fishing with a buddy. I don't know how long it was after that, but I went out fishing with a buddy, and at this point I was 16 because I was able to drive the minivan, and it was mainly my dad's minivan. He just drove it around, and my buddy, he was like, "Hey, do you have any of that chew?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, here's some cigarettes." I was like, "Cigarettes are for fucking gay boys sucking on a cigarette." He's like, "I'll smoke one." I'm like, "Here, have one." And then I eventually took one. you know, I eventually smoked a cigarette, and it was fucking amazing because I would still get a little bit of a buzz off a chew, but I had been chewing for like a year at that point, probably, or more, maybe. And the cigarette was an instant crazy buzz. And it was shortly after that I was in high school, or not high school. Yeah, it was high school, but I was in summer school. And I remember I would always have to drive the van to summer school, and there was always a half a pack of cigarettes in there. So I'd snag a couple, I'd hide a couple just in case somebody did get in there and take the cigarettes, my dad. And I was smoking cigarettes all the time, and I became a fucking smoker. And then instead of going up to my store to get chew, I was going up there to get cigarettes, and I got really sick. I got super really sick off of I don't know what the sickness was, but I was it was so hard to breathe, and I was still wobbling out to the garage, sick as a dog, to smoke another cigarette. And I don't know what it was. I just smoked my way through the sickness. It was not good. I got to type in the address. Um, 18 minutes. So I became a smoker, and and then I became, I think, I did that, I was smoking and chewing off and on until I was like 18. And then once I turned 18, it was just so much easier to get to it. And I was smoking and chewing all the time. And I don't, I don't think it's super accurate, but pretty much since age 14 to now, I think I've had some form of nicotine every single day. But, obviously in those early days, there were some times where you couldn't. But I remember chewing in high school. Our teacher, he was a cool ass teacher. And he knew that people were chewing in class. So he picked us out, brought us all into this other little machine room, and he said, "Hey, I know you guys are chewing in here, and I didn't have a problem with it for a very long time. But you guys have started spitting on the floor, leaving chew laying around, chew bottles, it's become a mess. So I know that you guys are chewing, and I need you guys to stop." And we are all like, "Okay, sorry." For some odd reason, I was the chosen one. That as we're walking out, he said, "Hey, I need you to stay behind." And I'm thinking, "Oh shit!" Like he's gonna pick me out because I'm probably the one that's been spitting on the floor and leaving wads around and stuff like that. Like I was not a sanitary chewer. He said, "I know you're chewing, and you can continue to chew. Just keep it clean." I'm like, "Really? Okay." He told everybody else out of that group, "Stop chewing." But for me, for some reason, he decided you can still chew, and I won't care. It was weird. I'm like, do I remember that correctly? Did that actually happen? I don't know, but that's what I've thought, and that was Naren, shop teacher, Mr. Naren. He was so cool. I saw him pin a kid up against the glass to the classroom one day. He was also the wrestling coach. But there's one kid causing a ruckus, throwing shit, breaking shit, and there's tools and sharp objects and all kinds of shit around. And this kid was going fucking insane, like trying to hurt people. And I remember watching him. He just put him in a rear naked choke or something, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even know wrestling moves. I wish I was in wrestling at that point in time, but for some reason I just didn't want to do it. But he got this kid subdued, and he's like, "Do you want to go to the office? Do you want to go to the office? Do you want to get in trouble?" The kid's like, "No." It's like, I need you to fucking calm down. Then, Jesus Christ, quit being a fucking whiny bitch. And it was just like, yeah, obviously, if that was caught on camera, that would be horrible for him. But since it wasn't caught on camera, he gave the kid a chance to calm down, fucking relax, show him that he's not the fucking boss. You're not going to get away with anything. You need to calm down, and we can all work together and figure it out. But if that had been caught on camera, that teacher would have been fired. There would have been all kinds of bad shit going on. But, I've always thought very highly of Mr. Naren, because he was a cool ass teacher. Even the kid that he subdued, he was like, "All right, I'll calm down," and everything went well. But yeah, I was just a chewer for a long time, and smoking cigarettes, and it was really around the time my dad died, 2013, that I decided I wasn't going to smoke anymore. And there has been a couple of times here and there where I have smoked a cigarette years ago. Like, I don't know, I've smoked a couple times around my wife. Well, and she was my girlfriend, because I met her right after my dad died. My dad died in 2013. I met her in 2014. And well, my dad died right at the end, December 23rd, 2013. So it was super fresh, and I met her in April of 2014. But yeah, so I was a smoker then, but I don't know, at some point in time, shortly after I met her, I decided to quit smoking completely. And I know I was doing that because I was smoking in my little apartment that I had. I would just smoke it up in there, and it was nasty. It was horrible. Your clothes smelled horrible. It was a bad time. So and that was one of the reasons, but the other reason was, like, my dad just died, and he was a heavy smoker. It was not good for his health at all. Like, it was bad. So I decided to quit smoking and just chew. And people bring it up to me sometimes. They're like, "Are you ever going to quit chewing?" And I mean, maybe. I don't know. If it became too expensive to sustain, I would probably start working on quitting. only because of the cost-related issue. If I started like having, like, I do have some tooth decay, probably because I haven't brushed enough and I haven't gone to the dentist in over 10 years. Probably has something to do with it, but I have no pain in my mouth. Like, I don't know. And I remember it was after the last time I went to the dentist is when these little black spots showed up on, like, not my canines, but the ones right next to your front two teeth. Those little sharp ones. No, not the sharp ones. The ones in between the sharp ones and your big teeth. Whatever those are fucking called. I had little black spots show up on those, and I've been monitoring it, for 10 years. I look at my teeth every day. I brush every day. As a chewer, you should really brush more often, but I have no pain. I've never had my wisdom teeth removed. Yeah, there's no pain. Everything's pretty straight in there. And if I was having some sort of an issue, like a major issue, I would probably quit chewing. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how things are working. Which is kind of crazy to think. I really don't think chew, just a regular chew shit is that horrible for you. I hate that it's lumped in with like smoking, but it's a totally different thing than smoking. You're not inhaling it into your lungs. You're not affecting anybody else. You're not smoking. It's not, the smell isn't all over your fucking clothes like a cigarette would be. You don't have to go outside to smoke. I chew everywhere. I went to my son's school and I carved pumpkins with a dip in. Nobody knew. Nobody cared. Nobody was gonna say anything, even if they did. Like, well, they might have, but if they knew. But it's a me thing. I chew so much. Should I cut back? I don't. I mean, maybe I guess I could, but other than the cost, why? I have recorded, I think, a couple podcasts where I'm talking without a dip in, and it's just so weird. I take the dip out to eat and to sleep. Other than that, I have a dip in all the time, and it's been 20 years. So I don't know. if there was going to be a horrible problem, maybe it would have. I mean, it could probably still happen. It can always still happen, but I don't know. I'm over here trying to defend myself chewing. I'm a free American. They sell it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to chew it. Okay, it's skull straight. That's what I like. So yeah, I guess there's a little story on how I became addicted to nicotine. Um, yeah, and man, that looks like something's on fire over there. I don't know if something's on fire. It might just be a smokestack of some kind. Those smokestacks can really trick you. What else is going on, guys? Not a whole lot. Uh, Work, truck, little truck, kids, video games. My video game has a big update. I'd like to play it. I really would. I'd really like to play it. There's no reason I didn't play it this weekend. I guess if there was a reason, it's because I spent time with the kids. It was I don't know, when was it? Yeah, it was Sunday morning. I was laying on the floor in my daughter's room playing with the kids, playing the little people, She's got a bunch of those little people chairs and houses and all kinds of stuff. And then my son, like my daughter, really wants to just play like Tea Party with little people. That's all she wants to do. And I would love to be able to do that, but I can't exclude my son from that. And my son, he comes in, he's like, and there's a monster, and he beats everybody up. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh, look, here's a boat. Let's go on a boat ride, Olivia. We get in the boat, and then he's like, and then a shark comes up and bites the boat, and you guys die. I'm like, okay, buddy. Can we just, me and Olivia are actually going to sit down at this little table and have a tea party. Do you want to come to the tea party? And there's poison in it. It's like, okay, son, Jesus. He's all about the action. And he's got like Spider-Man, and he's like, and this guy's a robot, and he attacks him. It's so fun with the kids. But my poor daughter, she just wants to have a tea party, like a nice, fun little tea party, dance party with the little people, and my son just cannot do it. Yeah, man. What else? I don't really have any other plans going on right now. The plan is my neighbor said that he could probably come over sometime during this week to come look at it because he's seen me over there working on it, and but I've never asked him to come. He's a guy that he will not come over and bother you unless you ask him to. So he's seen me over there struggling with it. Like I'm over there just like just cranking on this fucking thing, and he can hear it, and he's like, that ain't firing at all, and it should be really fucking. He's like, does it have compression? I'm like, there's no reason it wouldn't have compression. I haven't done anything to the truck except for change up some wiring. It's like maybe it's broke. I'm like, I don't know, man. Something's wrong. I need somebody else with some fresh eyes to come over and look at it. Just look at it. I texted one buddy that is pretty good with engines. I texted it. He lives really far away, but I hadn't talked to him for a while. So I texted him. I'm like, hey, man, how's the family and the job and the kids? Because he started his own business. Now he's got two businesses, which he's always been an entrepreneur like that. He runs a scrap business where he like buys cars and tears them down and then sells the parts, I think. And also like a repair shop included with that. Like he'll like do audio, tires, and lighting and stuff. And then he also runs a tinting business where he goes and he tints like businesses' windows and cars and stuff. Pretty pretty cool. I guess he's doing very well. Yeah. So, but I don't know. He lives so far away that there's no way he's gonna come out to my house and help me out. And I do have another buddy, but the other buddy, I feel like he probably thinks I only call him, uh, my buddy Garrett. I think he probably thinks I only call him when I need something, and I really don't want to bother him. Like, hey man, how's it going? Hey, I actually need your expertise because not the last time I hung out with him, but one of the like I had got a truck that 92, and I bought a trailer hitch for it, and I took it over to his house because he has a welder. That's really the only reason I went over there, so he could weld my trailer hitch on. I did offer him money. He didn't want to accept any money for it, but I don't know. I should really just like I want to hang out with these people more often. So whenever I do need something, it doesn't feel like I'm just using you, you know? So with that one buddy that I texted, I left the whole truck out of the whole conversation. Maybe that's just a little bit of social awkwardness I have. But with my neighbor, I was just like, hey, I need help with my truck. Can you help me? And, then I was kind of denied. Not denied. He was very helpful. Well, trying to help me over the, text message, but It's like, yeah, this is something I'm going to need you hands-on, come over and help, because I can't fucking do this. Am I going to the right fucking place? Ag process. I did not want to say where I'm going. I don't want to give out clients. I think I'm going to the right place. Just got to go in here. Got to find out where the fucking acid is. Where's your acid? I'd like to load it on my truck. Just got to get a load of acid. Gonna take it to the disposal facility. All right. And we're here. Okay. That's going to do it today. Keep all 18 down. Adios. Bye-bye.